20 Treasures. Karen Hall from Carsphairn Heritage Initiative talks about a postcard in their collection, The Last Spinner.
So the item that we put forward for the 20 Treasures submission was a postcard, and the postcard depicts the last spinner of Carsphairn, Carsphairn being a small rural village in southwest Scotland. The postcard, it tells many stories, really. We loved it so much. It's a simple postcard, but it kind of brings together so many different stories of changing livelihoods, women's roles in the community, and the need for immigration or relocation, just basically for work back in the turn of the last century. So we thought it really exemplified how much cultural history can be tied to one sort of rather unassuming old lady. She's shown in the postcard with her beautiful spinning wheel in traditional sort of lowland Scottish dress, with a lovely shawl wrapped around her shoulders because it was probably raining, because it usually is in southwest Scotland. And we just thought she's such an unassuming old lady with a big spinning wheel, and the stories that come off that, or the spin-off stories, which is a rather lame joke, but it's fitting, they're just endless. So we're very proud of Jean McClellan, that's the lady's name, very proud indeed, and she appears in our online archive quite a lot. Her husband Alexander, he worked at a very nearby lead mine called Woodhead Lead Mine. Again, lots and lots of information about that on our archive. A neighbour of Jean McClellan's, Alexander Mackay, he started out as a cowherd, a simple cowherd in Carsphairn up in the hills, and he ended up emigrating to New Zealand and becoming one of the fathers of geology. He's actually got a dinosaur, a waterfall, some cliffs in Antarctica, and a museum named after him. So he's quite a special guy. Jean McClellan, the lady in the postcard, she lived at Greenfoot Cottage in the centre of Carsphairn village all of her life. She brought up lots of children there, and led a very simple life. In the postcard, she stood there with her Scottish lowland muckle wheel, spinning wheel. There were 3 examples of this type of wheel within Carsphairn village that we know of, and one of the examples still remains today, and it's in Kirkcudbright History Museum as well, so it can still be seen today. The postcard itself, when we take a look at the reverse of it, again, you can see that on the archive. The postcard comes from is sent to a gentleman within Carsphairn village called Peter Milroy. He was the policeman at the time. We were served by many policemen in the village, but he lived there with his wife and 9 children. And one of his children, Hugh, he went on to become Assistant Chief Constable of the police force in Liverpool in 1940. So so he obviously went on, followed in his dad's footsteps, and went on to do great things there. And that kind of brings us full circle back to Jean again, because after PC Milroy, we were served by several other policemen. And in the late 1920s, the policeman of the village of Carsphairn was PC James Alexander McClellan, and he was actually the grandson of Jean, who we think was the last spinner of Carsphairn. So it brings us a really, really lovely full circle. And we love this postcard, we cherish it, and we're very proud of Jean.
For more information, visit www.scottisharchives.org.uk/treasures.